Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Coach Mo Live. One of my special favorite things to do is to talk to clients, and I have a wonderful client today. She's going to talk about not only her journey with us, my team and I, but also a little bit before and after, and what prompted her to say, maybe I could lean into a coach. Welcome, Patti, and welcome to this wonderful interview.
Hi, everyone. I'm Patti. Super excited to be here this morning to share my journey with you.
Yeah. So Patti, you and I would not have met under other circumstances if something wasn't jiving for you in your job. And like many women, I dare say almost most women, the career was getting a little bumpy, wasn't it? And just paint the picture of where you were before we started working together and some of the challenges that you were having. And certainly we don't need to know names and places, but just tell us what was going on.
Yeah, I'm happy to share that. Yeah, I had actually had a couple situations where I was recruited and then into a dream job running a enterprise training, corporate training, and I've always loved being in L&D, and I was so excited. And so this dream job just kind of turned into be more of a nightmare and not so much a dream job.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just, and I had also had some personal events happen, a pretty traumatic event happened that where prior to learning about your course, I was just really, I guess I would say I was a bit broken, down and out, and just, kind of lost. My soul was lost, I guess. Yeah.
Over time, we're trying to get our work done, show up right, advance our careers, maybe take a risk on a job that sounds great, sounds perfect. And if we make mistakes or get into something that isn't what we thought, we're like blaming ourselves. And then it sort of seems like it starts a quagmire.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, I think I did that too. I was like, oh, this is going to be great, Pollyanna, and and then it turned out that, wow, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So yeah. And I did blame myself.
Right. Yeah. And so often when I'm coaching women, and you were in the workshop, and that you get exposed to some of the other stories of the women in the workshop and what they're trying to overcome. We really are tough on ourselves as women, aren't we? If things aren't going the right way. What are some of the things that you learned about that as we were working with you and taking you through your journey in our Kick-Ass workshop?
Oh my gosh, so many things I learned about that. But the one that really stands out to me is the just self-love and taking care of yourself. And there's so many tools and techniques that I've learned through the workshop that I'm good with me now. I love myself now. And that just kind of radiates out. And I wasn't there before. I was really, I had really bad negative self-talk. And I just put on a mask, fake it till you make it and show up. And it was like, so
I can do this. Yeah. It is exhausting. And one of the things that you've learned about that exhaustion is that when we are in a negative self-talk, what happens is that our nervous system gets so overplayed that literally physical exhaustion is a real thing. It's not just stress and anxiety. The wear and tear it takes on our body through our nervous system is a double whammy. So we have this negative self-talk, and then we have our physical body kind of crapping out on us because we're demanding too much of it. And how do you feel now as far as not only just having self-love, but with your energy and vitality?
I feel great. I know that when I make a decision, I don't have to think twice about it. I am less triggered by other people's behaviors. And I understand that, that's not about me. And so I've been able to balance my own self-talk and my emotions, which were really out of whack. And so I feel fantastic. I do.
We were just talking earlier because you had shared in your home state how there's been some anti-workplace bullying legislative initiatives, if you will. And you shared with me a statistic that I think both of us went, ugh.
Yeah.
You want to share that statistic, and let's talk a little bit about that, because I think it's important for this conversation that that's part of the experience of what we help women work through.
Yeah, sure. So several years back, I read an article on probably one of the first on workplace bullying. And the statistic was just startling to me. It was out of 70% of the workplace that the bullying happens, it is women bullying women, which really made me sad because I mean, literally, like I got tears in my eyes, because it is, to me, we should be lifting each other up. You know, there's so many amazing, strong women in this world, and you run into them every day. And so because this world, jobs are so competitive, and then the cultures are so competitive, it's just, yeah, that really hit my heart that that was the statistic, because I didn't think that at all. I thought it would kind of be more men and women and not so much women. So I was shocked.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think when we sort of break it down in the experience I have in coaching professional women, and you have in the workshop in your own career, we recognize that like most women are under an incredible amount of stress, sort of having this disadvantage that we're wearing all the time, but just feeling like we have to be perfect and better and work harder and get the affirmation and the proof that we're doing well. And it creates not the best version of ourselves. And one of the things that is always sort of makes me tickle a little bit, sometimes when women are joining the workshop, they're like, you know, I don't really like being around other women. I've had negative experiences in my life and in corporate about that. And I said, well, let's change that perspective. When you're in a leadership role, we'll talk about what you're doing now. When you're in a leadership role and you have the opportunity to show up as the new version of Patti, how different does that feel for you?
Oh, it is night and day. You know, I care deeply about people. I care deeply about how they show up at work, the work that they do. And so it's very, very different, night and day from before. I bring my joy to work. I'm always joyful. I am curious and inquisitive, and I just lean into people to really understand them and how they work. Right.
Now, you were telling me earlier that your curiosity was provoked about whether there was a better job for you, and you were job hunting and looking around and probably secretly praying that something would happen, that you would find the right next move, or you would know something inherently about a job opportunity. And there comes my ad. What was it that sparked you to book your clarity call and to say, I might need some professional help here?
Oh, great. Yeah. I was, like you said, job hunting, and I saw your ad and I watched it, and there was a portion in your the webinar that talked about the vampires sucking the soul out of you. And it just resonated with me. I realized that, oh, this is something I need to book a call, and I need to find out about this program, because I was just in a place of, well, my soul was gone, and I was showing up as a zombie, I guess. And that wasn't just at work, it was in life. And that was the key for me, is like, I wanted to find out more about how I get my soul back. And so booking that call, we talked about that. And that's what made me make my decision. So that was it for me. I had, I knew right then and there, I need to be a part of this program.
Yeah. And then you dove in. My program helps lift souls and then put great strategy out there so that you can land your dream job. What were the first few things that you learned about sort of resetting who Patti is and coming into your power?
I would say the first few things that I learned was, it really came down to, one was a daily ritual. And there's there's so many tools and techniques in this workshop. It was the daily rituals. And then it was also just diving into who I really am. That first, finding my soul, who am I? And going, digging a little deeper. Well, actually for me, pretty deep, because I had some I was looking through these lenses of, anger, frustration. So it was just diving deep into, who am I? And reconnecting with that, I guess in a sense, that little girl that I was, that I am. And that was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yes. And when you reignite her and find the power that she has, the natural power that she has, and the way she looks at life and the potential still untapped, you were able to figure out some things about your career desires.
Yes,
share with us a little bit about how that's gone for you over the last 6 months or so.
I think it's interesting because I just feel like I lived this career life of kind of being conditioned, like go to school, get an education, go find that great job in another company. And I always had in the back of my mind that, gosh, I just really want to have my own company and, serve others through the, through my products and services that I can provide. And it dawned on me after the workshop that, hey, I really don't need to go work for somebody else. I can work for myself. So I did. I started a business, and it's called PDM Consulting. And that is what I'm doing now. I've actually changed careers, and I'm doing some really fun and exciting project management work. And I mean, I have this entire plan put together, and it's really, really exciting. I just shifted my whole mindset about how work works, I guess, or careers work.
Yes, right. And the opportunities now, of course, sort of post-pandemic, people are thinking more broadly about what's possible. We don't have to show up at an office all the time anymore. People are resourcing intellectual knowledge capital in different ways, and you're able to therefore leverage yourself in a different way. One of our recent grads just did the same thing. She was coming out of the HR space, got fired for protecting worker dignity and safety, and some of the executives didn't like what she was doing. And she said, Mo, I don't really feel like I can get back into a corporate environment right now with how I feel traumatized by that experience. And as we coached her, sort of same thing. She's like doing HR consulting and having a blast with it and enjoying her success and her freedom. What do you believe about yourself now than you did a year ago?
I don't really, I don't want this to sound corny, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Go for it.
I believe I'm a light in this world, and I believe that of really everyone, but my light shines brighter. I am kind. I am talented. I have a lot to offer companies and people, and I'm stronger today than I ever was before. I don't get triggered by people and their behaviors. And I think that makes me a strong, powerful woman.
Yes. Awesome. What the world needs more of: strong, powerful, confident women who love themselves and are expressing to the highest level. And it sounds like you're doing your best work, and you are able to touch multiple organizations now doing your own consulting thing. What would you say to Patti a year ago if you were giving her advice?
Oh, that's a great question, Mo. There's so many things I would say.
Yeah.
She'd probably say, you know what, we don't need an hour. Anyway, I would just say, believe in yourself. Take most course, of course. Believe in yourself. Follow all of these. When you sign up for most course, follow all of these processes. Dive in. Make the time to invest in yourself, love yourself, and really get back to who you are so that your soul can shine in this world. Be confident, be the confident person, the kind person, the loving, the caring, the nurturing person that you are, and don't let anybody say any differently.
Right, right. It's a tricky thing when we're stressed out and sort of down on ourselves. We don't even realize where we've taken ourselves and the climb back. That one of the things I like to do as a coach is to practice celebrating and bragging. So I'm going to give you a little platform right now to brag about yourself. What's the biggest brag you now have about yourself?
Well, my biggest brag is that I started my own company.
Yes.
I am I've always wanted to be an author, so I'm writing now, which is great. And I'm very close to finishing my book and then publishing it. And so I'm just really, really excited about that. I'm excited that I love myself now and I can go out into this world and be confident and do what I've always dreamed of doing. And I'm living those dreams as a result of this course. I mean, sure, they were in the back of my head, but now I'm just like, I'm doing it and I feel great. I'm happy. I'm rejuvenated. Yeah. Life is beautiful again.
That's so good. And folks, if you're listening to Patti's interview right now, the tricky part of her journey is that she had to say yes to a call where we have one of our career breakthrough strategists, coach, going through what's going on. And it's sort of like going through a diagnosis. It's sort of like the career MRI machine. And getting this process started, we want to make sure that we're only working with professional women who we can really help. So Patti, kudos to you for having courage and maybe some of your downest time of feeling not the most powerful or strong, perhaps feeling like the world was not your friend or not favorable to you, to taking that action. And if you're listening here, folks, that's mofall.com/talk. And one of our career breakthrough strategists will ask you questions and diagnose what's going on. And if we can help you, if we can help lift you into your dreams, we have the proven strategy to do that. And I love sharing your story, Patti. And I remember on coaching calls where you were just beaming, saying, I can't believe I feel this much better about myself. And then being surrounded by a community of women who you went through that 12-week journey with, and you get to experience their continued celebrations and excitements in our grad community. I don't know if you were watching, but this past weekend, there was a lot of good stuff happening over in that grad community. It's a continual process of leaning into the tools, the techniques. What's one of the things that you were surprised that you learned, a tool or a technique that you learned that you're continuing to lean into?
The 10-10-10 and journaling. I was just, I was really surprised at how valuable that is. Yeah.
It's a game changer to start your day off honoring yourself in a way that is bringing your energy back up. And, it's like your soul has this dimmer switch and it was turned down to a pretty down level. Most women, that's how they show up for the work that we do. And then each day it's like a little bit more up, a little bit more up, a little bit more up. And isn't there a point where all of a sudden you realize, oh, I'm actually having positive thoughts most of the time? Do you remember that happening? All of a sudden you realize, like, wait, that negative self-talk is mostly gone. What's ahead for you other than the book publishing, which is cool and awesome, and looking forward to hearing more about that? What else is possible now for you in your life and your career, Patti?
Oh God, there's just really there's so many things. I have got this vision board of all these things that I would love to see and do. And I mean, my life has changed in all areas, from career to financial to spiritual to relationships. So I just think there's so much out there. I mean, I've started looking at different things, expanding my company, things like that. But also spending more time with my family. That's, that's a biggie for me, is I've always been family first. So I'm able to do that now because I don't have to work as much.
Yes. Oh, and the beautiful thing is most people think to pursue their dreams, they're going to have to just like work even harder. And there's no way. I'm depleted already, so I'm just going to give up. So kudos to you for recognizing where you were at before, booking your clarity call, and literally diving into a proven formula that I'm sure at times was scary. I'm sure at times was like, is this really going to work? I don't know. But she got up her sleeve that I'm going to journal and everything's going to be perfectly fine. You took the steps, you followed through, and I'm delighted to talk to you today. It just makes me so happy to talk to wonderful clients like you who are soaring and doing the work and leaning in. And isn't that, I guess the claim to success really is that you continue working on yourself and you continue brightening your star, if you will. I hopefully now it's an easy commitment to make because it feels so good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm really about impacting others versus being impacted. And that is what I learned in this course. And it's just, say yes. If you have any doubt, you're sitting on, you're on the fence about this, jump off the fence to the yes side. It's worth it. Invest in yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm delighted to see you today, Patti. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And actually, honestly, I want to also thank you for believing enough in what my team and I do to trust us with your soul development. I take that very, very seriously, the sacredness of the work that we do together. And it's really, really wonderful to see you today and to hear of all of your success and your personal freedom. That's the biggest celebration that I'm hearing from you. Is you're being you love yourself, and you're taking action on your dreams. And that's just so wonderful. I can't wait to see what's happening more as you continue, and also getting your book out there and just keep shining up. I really want to thank you for showing up today for this interview, and thank you for sharing your story, Patti. Much love and continued blessings in your life and your career.
Thank you, Coach Mom. You too. It was a pleasure, and much love to you.